Senate reporter of Rappler. We're here at the Senate compound and we just covered the almost 8 hours committee hearing presided by Committee on Public Order Chairman Senator Bato de la Rosa into the killing of incumbent governor, Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo. And here's with me is Rappler multimedia reporter Ryan Macasero, who has been covering the issue. Hi Ryan, siguro start na natin, no? So kumusta itong naging hearing? Are there any revelations or ano itong mga updates na na-uncover dito sa almost 8-hour na Senate hearing dito sa pagpatay kay kay Governor Roel Degamo?
Well, I think the most anticipated thing was kung pupunta si Congressman Arnie Teves, who is tagged by the Joint Task Force as the main mastermind in the killing of Governor Roel Degamo. He's not yet an official suspect, pero siya talaga yung focus ng investigation. And the governor's widow, Mayor Janice Degamo of Pamplona Town, wrote a letter to Senator Bato protesting his inclusion in the resource persons, the list of resource persons who was supposed to join via Zoom. And she did not want him to join via Zoom. And I guess they spent the first hour talking about if he should be allowed to join virtually. So you covered the Senate. I wanted to ask you, why is that such an issue if he can join virtually? Na during the pandemic, ang daming hearings na nangyari na nag-join naman sila via Zoom.
Okay. Magandang mapag-uusapan nga natin to kung bakit big deal ba tong hindi pag-join at din pagpoprotesta din of course nitong widow si Mayor Degamo sa pag hindi kasi 'di ba just to recall itong si Congressman Arnie Teves, itong ang alleged mastermind dito sa pagpatay kay Governor Degamo. Initially pinayagan siya ng Senate to join the hearing virtually. Pero yun nga, as you said, nagprotesta of course itong wife kasi nga fugitive daw si Teves, and then actually up until now walang nakakaalam kung nasan siya. So yun yung malaking siguro pwede nating sabihin na big development. Up until now hindi pa rin siya na-uncover kung nasan ba talaga siya, yung whereabouts niya. So during this hearing, sinabi of course ni Majority Floor Leader Senator Joel Villanueva na yung mga kaibigan niya nakita of course si Degamo sa South Korea. So sometime in April 13 to 14. So nakita daw doon sa isang kumakain sa isang buffet doon. Ayun. So and then at the same time dito dahil nga sa paghahanap nila kung nasaan si Governor si Congressman Teves, ito namang si Senator Francis Tolentino, in-enumerate niya yung possible na countries kung saan pwedeng mag-join virtually ng hearing si Teves. So ito yung mga countries na in-enumerate niya doon. Of course, Germany, Macau, Portugal, Qatar, France, Singapore, Switzerland, and Indonesia. So important na context to kasi hindi siya basta-basta pwedeng mag-join ng hearing kung nasa man siya outside the Philippines. So it must be, kung a-attend siya, virtually, kailangan gagawin to sa isang Philippine embassy. So yung mga in-enumerate ko ng countries, dun lang siya pwedeng mag-join virtually. So, di ba, in that way, kung mag-join siya ng virtually, magkakaroon ng idea, of course, yung senators, and at the same time, itong mga tao na nagpa-follow dito sa issue, kung nasan siya. Kasi nga, like, clueless sila kung nasan talaga si Congressman Teves. And of course, dahil nga dito na hindi pa rin siya sumusulpot, of course, nag-appear kanina din si Justice Secretary Boying Remulla dito sa hearing at dito napag-alaman na wala naman palang standing arrest warrant si Congressman Teves. So sinabi niya dito na sabi ni Bato na pwede kang mag-surface or umuwi ka na dito sa Pilipinas kasi hindi ka naman aarestuhin. And of course the senator, also the chairman of the Senate Committee panel, sinabi niya na kahit ako pa yung maging bodyguard mo, kapag nandito ka sa Senado, umuwi ka lang at magpakita. And of course, hindi lang naman si Bato yung nag-urge, nandito rin si Senator Bong Revilla, sinabi niya na kung wala ka talagang kasalanan, bakit ayaw mong umuwi dito? Siguro it can be recalled din na si Congressman Teves, huli siyang, actually nagpaalam siya sa House of Representatives na lalabas siya ng bansa, pupunta siya ng United States para sa kanyang medical examination. And until then, March 9 nga, nag-expired na yung travel permit niya, hindi pa rin siya nakakabalik. So yun yung question, Ryan, kung hanggang ngayon, bakit nasan ba si Congressman Teves? So yun, siguro pwede mo din kaming bigyan ng highlights dito naman sa mga naging statements, of course, ni Justice Secretary Boying Remulla when it comes to anti-terror law.
I think one of the most interesting things he talked about today was using the anti-terror law to possibly file complaints against Teves, and it hasn't been used in that way ever before, because usually it's reserved for individuals who use arms in the context of being part of an organization like the Abu Sayyaf, like the NPA, and Congressman Arnie Teves is a sitting congressman, which is very unheard of. But because, according to Remulla, that he organized people to carry out the assassination and funded the operation, and it's possibly we don't know exactly how long they were planning it, but the Degamos and have been talking and the DOJ have said that this has possibly been plotted for months, maybe even more than a year. So it's organized, it's planned ahead. So for Remulla, this is possibly grounds to use the anti-terror law to file a complaint against the fugitive, and that he is not coming back to the Philippines is presenting a lot of problems for them, because he cannot come to preliminary investigation. So he cannot show up in inquiry. So they're having a hard time serving him the complaint. So we don't know when that's going to be. But I thought it was very interesting that this is one way that the DOJ, one thing that the DOJ is considering. They've held several press conferences over the past month since the killing happened on March 4. And there were 8 others who were, we have to remember there were also 8 others na nadamay sa Pamplona. It's locally it's called the Pamplona Massacre. So it's multiple murder charges. There are 11 people who are in government custody right now. 1 was killed, and si Teves is being eyed as the main mastermind, but he is not yet formally charged in this killing. Although he has pending murder complaints for separate killings that happened in 2019. So he is considered a fugitive but not yet a suspect here.
Okay, yeah. So important to note then na after the hearing, actually, Senator Bato de la Rosa spoke to reporters. So nagkaroon siya ng press briefing. At actually, during the course pa nung hearing na yon, around 3 p.m., nagkaroon ng virtual press conference si Congressman Teves, kung saan sinabi niya na yung ginagawa daw hearing ng Senate ay laughable at isang circus, bali perya-perya lang. Which, of course, Senator Bato de la Rosa reacted and he said that, what do you expect? Kasi nga hindi daw napagbigyan si Teves yung kagustuhan niya na mag-speak virtually. So hindi niya nadepensahan yung sarili niya. And of course, the Senate naman is not closing doors dito sa kanilang inquiry. And anytime, actually, sabi din ni Senator Bato de la Rosa, hanggang bukas pwede kang mag-show up dito sa Senate kung nasaan ka man. So ayun, continue to follow us on Rappler as we bring you the latest developments on this issue. And tomorrow, actually, Tuesday, April 18, magko-continue tong inquiry ng committee ni Senator Bato para dito sa killing ni Governor Roel Degamo ng Negros Oriental. And of course, i-cover ito ni Ryan.
Okay, and tomorrow, Mayor Janice Degamo still has many resource persons that she wants to speak. That's why they're continuing. It was only supposed to be 1 day, no? And also, I wanted to when you were talking about si Arnie Teves kanina, how he was a little sarcastic and colorful in his language, his brother, Governor Henry Teves, who was unseated by Governor Roel Degamo, was I noticed their personalities are very opposite. Whereas Arnie can be seen as rough, barumbado. Pride Henry Teves is more calm, he's reserved, he speaks quite well, actually. So I was watching how si Pride Henry Teves and si Mayor Janice Degamo were going back and forth. She had a response for every defense that he had, but it was very respectful. So if Congressman Arnie Teves showed up, I wonder how that would change the dynamic. Mayor Janice Degamo believes that Henry had a role in the killing of her husband, but him and Arnie and Congressman Arnie both deny involvement until now. So it's been a very heated discussion. Even online, you can see that both of them have their social media supporters. Nag-aaway-aaway sila online, and but they're more heated about it. Here, it was very calm. Mayor Janice brought people to speak about their experiences with the killings in Negros and Negros Oriental, and she's been very consistent about that, na hindi lang ito tungkol sa akin and sa kaso ng husband ko, but killings in Negros Oriental overall, which has been it has been increasing over time. Negros Oriental is known for its political volatility, for problems with landlessness, with with insurgency, and I think it's hit a fever pitch over the past couple of years with the Duterte administration's war on drugs and the intensified anti-insurgency campaign. So a lot of them are going to testify tomorrow if the viewers will tune in, and I think they'll see more examples that go beyond the Degamos itself, because some people might tend to see that as political, solely political issue. Pero hindi. It's something that affects everyone. There have been church people killed. There have been activists, lawyers, even doctors who have been killed in Negros Oriental. So I think even though this is not a court, I think it serves a role in raising awareness to the people. I know it's a committee in aid of legislation, but the whole country is watching, and I think it's if the senators are able to bring these stories to light, it will be a good opportunity for the country to learn about the situation in Negros Oriental, which until now is still very has a lot of problems with peace and security. And it's been interesting also to watch Mayor Janice Degamo become sort of a voice for these people. She's very articulate. She's very clear in what she wants to do. I heard her apologizing to the DOJ earlier because she's been working with them to move her case forward. And I think there was some worry that bringing attention to the case through a Senate investigation might compromise the status of her case, which has been moving fairly quickly because it's a high-profile case. So I was kind of surprised that she took this as an opportunity to raise more awareness in other killings that are happening in Negros Oriental. So I think aside from that, I want to see how what other revelations will be brought to light tomorrow. So the PNP, during the questioning earlier, the NBI brought up that there was a gun that was retrieved, or one firearm that was retrieved from the suspects that actually belonged to the PNP. So this case has been, following this story has been very dizzying. Nakakahilo talaga na there's so many twists and turns and revelations, and even within this 8-hour day there was so much new information coming to light. So we have a whole day tomorrow. So if you have been watching our coverage today, thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you will stay with us tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you so much, and see you again tomorrow.